In other news, the National Health Insurance Card registrants who use their voter IDs to fill out forms that are legally binding would have to make a statutory declaration to correct the information they provided.
According to lawyer Charles Puzin, it has no ramifications if it was used for identification purposes only.
More than 56,000 NHIS registrants were deleted from the voters' roll, and these persons have been given the opportunity to re-register in order not to be disenfranchised as per the Supreme Court directive. Many of these persons since 2012 have used their voter ID cards acquired through the use of the National Health Insurance cards as a form of identification for several transactions, including banking and acquisition of visas. Lawyer Charles Puzin says there are no negative implications if it was used for identification purposes only.
There are other institutions that you might have used a voter ID card. But in that context, maybe the voter ID card was used for identification purposes. And where you've used your voter ID card, your previous one which has been cancelled now for identification purpose, there will be no need going back to undo what has already been done. For example, if you had cleared a check in the bank with your old voter's ID card, the bank relies basically on what the identity that you are the named person.
He also said those who used it in filling legally binding documents should sign written statement before an authorized witness to rectify the information to avoid being charged with perjury.
So currently what you have to do then is that if you don't have a new voter ID card or don't have any form of identification, you need to do what we call a statutory declaration. You need to indicate the fact that you previously had some form of identity, save that by the decision of our highest court of the land, you are required to have your name deleted and all that.
International relations and security analyst Ibad Ibrahim warns this will inhibit the work of high security intelligence organizations who could be tracking miscreants who might have used the voter ID as a form of identification.
It's a country when we share bio data with our intelligence partners like Interpol, the CIA, MI6, the people we are tracking and people the Financial Intelligence Center is tracking in terms of the inflows of money. If there is this tectonic shift, it becomes very difficult and it will give a huge chunk of work.
He is also asking the Electoral Commission to collect the old cards from the users.